Like this video, hit the sub if you ain't got nothing else to do. Patreon.com/vochlombardi is where I have most of my film sessions. They're even longer film sessions. Go over there and check that out. And today we're looking at Virginia Tech cornerback Caleb Farley, number 3. I'll identify him here so y'all ain't got to be looking for him. So he's a very interesting player. I think with this year, we have to negotiate how much we're looking for a high floor or a high ceiling when we talk about players, right? I think whatever side of that argument you fall on is going to really dictate how you like players in this draft and where you rank them at. I'll save my thoughts and assessment on the end after the film session. We like to have conversations or whatnot. I'll probably get into more of my thoughts and analysis on Caleb Farley there. But right now, let's just break down some plays, man. He definitely has high ceiling. He may have the highest ceiling out of everybody in the class. Now, what is he really good at? Anytime you have a cornerback that has size and can run, that's what the NFL is looking for. So right off the bat, you just kind of check those boxes, right? But Caleb Farley kind of move a little faster than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you a couple examples of Caleb Farley putting himself in good position because of the fact that he's fast, him being out of position but working himself back in the right place because he's fast. And every time somebody tries to run deep on him, they never run away from him because he's fast. Let's talk about it. Like here's an example of somebody trying to run deep on Caleb Farley and them having the audacity to try to throw the ball deep on Caleb Farley, but he's faster than everybody else. So these things happen. So check out this play, right? Caleb Farley down bottom. And what's so dope about it, like he's in off coverage, right? And when you see corners in off coverage, you know, mostly they want to read and react to what's in front of them, right? Just to give themselves a little more of an advantage. Caleb Farley is athletic enough to just play press, get in your hip pocket and just run with you, which is interesting, right? But the fact that he's giving this receiver so much space, you would think, hey man, why don't you play a little closer? You have the athleticism to do that. I think it's fire that Caleb Farley can play off man coverage because no matter what happens with this receiver, he has the athleticism to drive and catch up and make a play on the football. That's what's so interesting about it. So you have this corner that can kind of do both, that can play both types of man coverages versus multiple types of opponents. I think that's fire. Y'all ready for me to start talking shit about Caleb Farley yet? No, not yet? All right, cool. Take a look at this play down bottom. Caleb Farley's right there. I find it interesting, like the more film you watch on him, teams keep trying him, and it's not a great idea. All right, like it's not a great idea no matter who your receiver is to go out there and just try to run deep with this cat. If you want to beat Caleb Farley, there's ways to do it. Like you got to incorporate some route running. You need some double moves and get some pick routes in there, but just running upfield, that's not smart. Let's take a look at Caleb Farley right here. He's at the top of your screen. Let's talk about some bad things. Let's hate on Caleb Farley for a little bit. And we have to be careful because a lot of Caleb Farley's film looks really, really good. But in draft season, draft world, what we have to do is project. We have to put our thinking caps on and use our imagination and imagine these players in a more high level scenario to kind of forecast what that play would look like on the next level. So on the surface, this receiver is running and Caleb Farley's running with him, and Caleb's going to end up making a play on the football. But let's talk about nuance and detail for a little bit. Caleb never really gets his eyes around to find the football, and finding the football is more than just looking for the football. Let's just kind of watch him right here for a little bit, for a good little bit. Let's just watch him. Never looks back, never looks back. What that means is that you're following the receiver the entire time. Your eyes are on the receiver the entire time. If you're a higher level corner, what you would do at some point, you would probably identify this route about right there. There's nothing else that's going to happen with this route besides you're just going to continue to fade to the end zone. So Caleb needs to look back and find the ball right now. Why? Because if you continue to follow the receiver, yes, this is a deep ball now, but it could be setting up for a double move that you can be reacting on because you're just following the receiver. If you never get your head around to find the football, you could end up running into the receiver. That might be what this flag is for. I never noticed this flag being tossed right here, but that might be what that's for. This flag is coming from even way down here. Caleb's still not looking for the football. The receiver's looking for the football. If you're a nuanced receiver, you're going to get pass interference calls all day. If you're a ball placement quarterback, I mean, if you're not looking for the ball, we can put the ball anywhere and you're not going to see it. You're not going to be able to make a play on it. That's how you defeat Caleb Farley's super athleticism. Let's talk about this play here, right? Let me just run it, then we'll talk about it. Caleb Farley's down bottom. Caleb Farley got beat because of nuance and polish right here. It's all good. Nuance, polish, and positioning. So if Caleb has help anywhere, It'll be these two gentlemen here, and it'll be the sideline. That's where Caleb's help is. So a danger zone would be the right hash and right outside of these numbers. That's where the danger zone for Caleb Farley is. So it's the receiver's job to work to give himself more space to take advantage of that danger zone. Now, what the receiver does, he doesn't just run forward in this straight line, keeping Caleb Farley where he is. The receiver's going to work inside towards those hashes a little bit, and that's going to make Caleb work inside. He even turns his shoulders inside, which is better for the receiver. What that's doing is giving this receiver more room to work from the hash to the sideline. So Caleb is out of position right here. If this was National Football League, this would have been a lot worse. But it's just Miami, so it's cool. So, my bad, Miami fans. But with Caleb Farley worked this far inside and his shoulders turned inside, this receiver can really just get outside with the freest of releases. And this happened because Caleb Farley wasn't patient enough. He bit that inside move and he worked inside with the receiver. He took that bait. Let's take a look at Caleb Farley up top. This is an example of a quicker or a route running setup type of guy, to where Caleb Farley's route recognition or lack of it could get him in trouble on the next level. Just a small example. Now, this play was so fun, I wanted to open up with it because you see so many of Caleb Farley's good and bad traits, but I normally open videos with good stuff, like even the Greg Russo video. I opened up saying positive things, so I didn't want to open with this play. But just take a look at this play and all the chaos that just kind of happened and all the things that we learned about Caleb Farley. I'm going to come back and break it down. Then we're going to have a conversation about the player. Just a very... interesting play. Let's break this thing down step by step, man. The whole Caleb Farley's whole film session could be this play. So look, wide receiver. We're going to work inside to work back outside. Caleb Farley's going to be on top of that. Good coverage by Caleb Farley. Receiver's going to break away, get a couple steps on Caleb Farley. Caleb Farley's going to be super fast, catch up to the receiver, but he doesn't have the nuance to be patient enough to like slow down a little bit. So he ends up running into the receiver. He runs into the guy. Receiver gets a little bit of separation and catches the ball because I'm not sure what Caleb Farley's ball skills are like downfield. It's just Caleb is such an interesting dude, man, and this play kind of put it all together, man. Like he doesn't have that third eye that you want your cornerback to have, if that makes sense. But he's I don't want to call him a project because that might be insulting, you know what I mean, to kind of call him a project, because there are some players that are real life projects in this draft. But Caleb Farley is a dude to where his athleticism gives him a solid floor. If anything, you know, and this is why I like him, because he can go to the National Football League and his floor is I can run around with anybody. That's fair. I think he can run around with anybody. And Caleb Farley has the upside to be true cornerback number one, to where, okay, cool, I got Tyreek Hill this week. Fine. I'll run around with Tyreek Hill. I'm not going to, we're not going to have a foot race or nothing like that, but I'm fast enough to run around with him. We're playing big receivers this week. Cool. I'm long enough to go deal with big receivers. Caleb Farley could be cornerback number one, but the National Football League has these quarterbacks and these offense coordinators that will take advantage of you not looking for the football. You see what I'm saying? They will take advantage of you. They will double move you to death. They will nuance route run you to death. They'll just mix it up and find the exact routes that you're bad at, which is a lot of them, and they'll just run them out there. I think cornerbacks really need to have patience and route recognition. That's why I think cornerback is really easy to find them, or rather, it's so many of them that can play. Because if you have a cornerback, they could be a 5th round guy, right? They could be not super athletic and they're a 5th round guy, but if they got patience and route recognition, they're good. For example, Cam Dantzler last year, right? Cam Dantzler wasn't the fastest cornerback. Cam Dantzler from Mississippi State, he's a Viking now. He wasn't the fastest cornerback last year. But what he does is that he has patience enough to like read and react to what's going on in front of him. He's long, so he can, that works to some advantage of him. And he's a little physical, and he has route recognition. That helps him. That helps Pat Surtain in a way, you know what I mean? To where Pat Surtain is not going to be the super fast, blazy, speedy dude. But if he knows what's going on, he can be there first. If you can get Caleb Farley to know what's going on so he can be there first, he's the next great cornerback. if he could figure that out. We just don't know if he could figure that out. So it's kind of like shooting dice in the bathroom. Where do I rank him? I don't know. Is he my cornerback 1 or 2? No, I think I have my cornerback 1 or 2. Is he 3 or 4? That's what we're going to be figuring out over the process. Now, I could have a ranking for you today, but it wouldn't be genuine. We got till April to figure this thing out, so hold your horses. You know what I'm saying? Until then, man, I think that's all I got for y'all, man. That was the film and that was the discussion. So, till next time, follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. My patreon.com/vochlombardi. And I think that's about it, man. Y'all hold down for the Doski Woski Peace Whiskey. Till next time. Peace.